I'm about to go to college. Yo, who wants to go to college with me? Let's go to college. Let's squad up at college.
Go to Roger Williams. It's actually in a really pretty. It's in a really pretty location.
Yo, and that's where I have a problem. Like, part of my issue is with school
He
today.
just solved my problem. Now we all know why I did awful in school. Oh, show.
I want to go through the whole thing.
Welcome to the Alyssa and Julian Podcast.
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Julian. And this is the Alyssa and Julian Podcast. Guys, this episode is probably going to be our best looking one yet because I've been in the lab learning so much about cameras, how to set them up, how to edit color corrections and lighting. Like, this is going to be our best looking episode by far. And it's going to be another fire sounding episode because I got the audio right in the last couple episodes.
Oh my God.
So we're on a roll. I do want to apologize though, because last week's episode went up really late in the audio version because I forgot to upload it. So my apologies there.
Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I'm going to apologize in this episode because I still sound awful. But we're recording this anyways. I had gotten sick. I don't really know what I have. It's more like cold symptoms. I don't know. But trying to get over it. Still kind of sound awful. Don't mind me. We're going to go into this anyways. I don't have my notebook in front of me like I normally do, and I feel so weird.
I got my laptop today, and I feel weird.
Switch this all around.
I feel crazy. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this episode in a Notion board. That's what I'm going to do.
You literally read my mind. Notion was just on my mind because I wrote this in my notes app. Like, I planned this episode in my notes app, and I haven't transferred it into my notebook yet, which is why I have my phone in front of me instead of my notebook. And I was like, wow, maybe I should do this in Notion. I was literally just thinking that, and you said Notion. It was so weird.
With that being said, what are your intentions for the week?
So my intentions, you'll actually be pretty proud. So I don't know which one I want to do yet,
before you go into that, if you guys watched last week's episode, she failed it's Saturday. Yeah, you failed. She failed. I was going to say the week's not over, but it's over. She failed my challenge for last week. She didn't mess with Photoshop at all. In fact, I messed with Photoshop with a Photoshop course more than she did last week. I'm just saying.
I don't like the way he exposes me, but it's fine. You'll be proud of my attention of the week, though. I want to try to get on Skillshare and go through one Skillshare course. I don't know which one I want to do yet. It might be a Photoshop one at that point. Honestly, but I want to do at least one.
Whatever you pick.
We pay for, the yearly thing? And Julian's gone through all these courses, and I literally haven't even looked on the website at all.
I checked. I think I'm almost at 6 hours worth of Skillshare courses.
And I haven't even been on the website. So I need to change that. So my intention is to... I literally wrote in parentheses, don't know what one yet, but I want to get on there.
And it's really easy. Like, once you get into it, it's addicting, man. Because it's like, I don't want to say it's fun learning, but it is.
It's like basically fun learning.
On there, it's pretty fun. And the way the courses are outlined, it's easy to follow. So, yeah. I
feel like it's pretty fun because you're picking what you actually want to learn. You're not sitting in school like, I just have to be here. Dude, you're picking what you want to learn. Shout
out to Jordy from Cinecom.net. I believe that's their site. But I learned masking from him.
Masking?
And the things you could do with masking and editing.
What the?
If I remember, I'm going to show you guys something right now. I'm going to legit bring a fire up on the screen. With masking. If I remember.
Did you see that?
Go back and check out the video episode on YouTube if you're watching audio, but I brought fire up on the screen because I'm a beast. But that's not masking. What I can show you with masking is I'm gonna take that same fire and put it only on me. The power of masking. Anyway,
your intentions of the week.
Oh man, my intention of the week. Wow. I got my intention of the week done last week so early that I haven't even had time to think. Now, with that being said, though, I think my intention is going to be I haven't really thought about it. I think I want to try and go through the advanced Premiere tutorial and Skillshare.
Shoot.
I want to go through the whole thing. The masking thing got me kind of addicted. I think it's fun, and I just showed you guys, I made myself look like the Human Torch. So like I want to go in here and learn like legit masking techniques and like really get
that's pretty solid.
Good with it. I think it's going to be fun.
It's actually kind of crazy.
I want to like be a beast editor. Like I want to have like the craziest edits on the planet.
I feel like the word advanced makes me kind of scared sometimes. So I mean, like, props to you.
Dude, it's like a 3-hour course.
What the? Yeah. I feel like that's nothing for you, though. You just said you've been on there. You have like a total of 6 hours.
But like 6 hours and like half an hour courses. This is going to be the longest one I've done.
Yeah, but you don't have to sit there for the whole 3 hours.
I mean, yeah, but knowing me, I'll get addicted.
It'll be the same of what you're doing.
True.
Well, yeah, but you sit right here, having on one screen, kind of doing something on another one. So 3 hours, you'll be like, wait, that's it.
So with that being said, speaking of courses, are we going to talk about what our episode topic is this week?
Uh-huh.
It is back to school. You guys are going back to school, and there's a few tips and tricks we kind of want to give our take as old heads that been through school, graduated already.
God. I graduated high school in 2014.
I graduated in 2015. So I just want to give you guys some of my tips and tricks, how I survived, and I'm going to tell you guys.
Ew, I don't like that.
How you should survive in high school or even in middle school, whatever grade you're in. What do you think?
Mind blown that I literally almost graduated 10 years ago. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Before we get into the episode,
really, really quick. Streaming platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, more. He's going to say Google Podcast. I feel like one of those like commercials that say stuff at the end really fast. This episode is sponsored by... I wish. My YouTube channel. Go subscribe. Julian's low-key paying us on the side. No, all right, now we can get into the episode. So what are some tips you have for literally anyone? Anyone in school right now? Dude, literally, like, the one thing that changes your grades so much, like, I hate to, like, be that guy because I feel like everyone, like, hears this from their teachers all the time. But, like, literally just doing your homework makes such a difference. Like, just do your homework. I feel like it's funny because I feel like Julian and I are, like, complete opposite in school. I don't. I think that I'm different after I got out of school. When I was in school, I wasn't this way. Really? When I was in school, I mean, I did it, but I was very lazy about it last minute. Like, I was that kid, if I had a study hall before that period, and I was going to do the homework in that study hall. Like, I was not doing it at home. Like, homework was for study hall. It wasn't for home. That was just me. I mean, it worked out for me. I did just fine, but I barely did homework at home, like, ever. And I would procrastinate it to the very last minute. I feel like I'm going to sound like such a bad person in this episode. Why? Because you said I barely did homework at home. I barely did homework, period. Well, it's not what you did do. It's what you should do. Like, what would you tell your kid right now? If they were about to go to school, what would you tell your kid? I would say, don't be like me. I would also say, are we talking more on an academic level or on like a personal, like, kid going to school level? Anything, literally anything. I mean, I would say be yourself for sure. That's, again, it's cliche advice. I feel like it's all cliche advice that I'm giving, and I don't mean to give cliche advice, but some of that was like hardcore, like old school mindset things still work today. 100%. And being yourself is one of those ones where it's like, you don't have to try to fit in. Don't try to fit in. Like, when I went to a new school, everyone swore that I was a stoner. They swore I was a stoner. Everybody looked at me. They're like, yo, do you burn, bro? I was like, dude, that's literally word for word how the conversation went. I was like, nah, I didn't even know people like worded it like that. Yeah, I was like, nah, man, never. And he was like, really? You look like such a stoner, bro. I was like, really? Actually, by that point, I was like, yeah, I get that a lot. But no. Because I'm like, because of my build, like, I'm really like, skinny, and especially in high school, like I put on weight now compared to what I was in high school. That's scary. I was a real skinny dude. I was just chilling all the time, like minding my own business. So like that was the take. But
don't be afraid to not be cool and be that guy or girl that's like, nah, that's not me. I don't do that.
Yeah.
That's my
I mean, that's how I was. Like, literally, my whole friend group at least smoked. We'll just stop there. Smoked, and I was the only one that didn't.
Yeah, no, I didn't do anything in high school. I didn't smoke, drink. I didn't have my first drink until after I graduated high school.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't drink that much, but I definitely had a drink in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't have anything until after. Like, way after. I don't want to say way after, maybe freshman year of college, sophomore year of college. But I also went to a community college, so it wasn't like...
It wasn't like a party school.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was at a party or anything. I literally was at home playing Xbox. And I had a drink with my cousin while I was playing Xbox. Like, that's all we did. Like, it wasn't like I was out there, like, being crazy. Like, even though I was underage, it was still responsible. Allegedly underage. Anyway.
It's funny because I remember, like, seeing people post, like, what college they want to go to and what college they got in and blah, blah, blah. And, like, part of me, depending on the person, would be like, oh, like, that has probably a really good program for what you're going for. And, like, the other half is like, you're just going because of the party school. Like, that's what you want to do.
Dude. And that's the thing. Like, I could have gone with so many people to so many college parties. Because, like, just because you're at a community college doesn't mean you can't get into college parties. Like, I could have gone to so many, but it wasn't my scene. It just
depends on what you're talking about. Because, like, I feel like there's some in Connecticut that are party schools. But I feel like you go to Rhode Island and it's like party state over there. Like, literally, I feel like every college mostly over there is a party school.
I mean, since we're talking about college, don't be ashamed to go to community college. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing. I don't want to hear what anybody says about community college this, community college that. A degree is a degree. Tell me I'm wrong. I'll wait. Oh, okay. All right. No, seriously though, like, save your money, especially if you're only going for undergrad and you're going to go to, regular school to get your last 2 years in.
Either that or if you don't know what you're going for.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Take, like, the core classes and then maybe, like, branch out.
Dude, look at me. I went to school. I just want you guys to do the math and understand how much debt I could be in right now. We're going to see, this is not what this episode was supposed to be about, but I got to touch on it since we're talking about school. I went to a community college and I did 2 years of journalism school. I have not touched a single thing of journalism since I graduated. Like, the closest thing to journalism I do is write headlines or titles for YouTube videos. That's the closest thing I do to it. Or this podcast, actually. I'll say that. This podcast, I mean, I don't interview people, so I don't really consider it to be like hardcore journalism. Uh-huh. But if I did, that would be the closest thing to it.
At least you're using it, though. Like, you never would have thought you would have done it for this.
I wouldn't have thought so, no. But before this, even, think about it. I've been out of college for 5 years now. Like, I haven't touched anything before this podcast. So I want you guys to do the math, right? Let's say I went to 2 years at, like, a school, like, we'll just take...
say, like, any university.
We'll just say, I think UConn was, like, $20,000 for in-state a semester.
I don't know, to be honest.
I don't know either. I'm not going to look it up right now. I could. Actually, while you're talking, I'll look it up. But let's just do that math, right? I would be in debt $40,000.
At least.
At least, and doing nothing with it.
That's just, you said what? For the tuition of the school? Just tuition cover, like, textbooks and
tuition
dorms
covers,
and
tuition
food
covers.
And...
well, it depends because there's on-campus tuition versus, like, off-campus tuition. I would have commuted. No way. Actually, UConn,
really?
That's
far.
I like to drive, though. I feel like I would have done it.
I don't know. That's a drive.
It is a
especially
drive.
depending on how many days, like, a week you would go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But, like, the way I did at Housatonic, where I really only went, like, 2 days in a row. Or, like, 2 days a week. And I loaded up my classes to be all in those 2 days.
I mean...
because I had to maximize. Actually, no, I'm lying. I still went for a Saturday class because I had a Saturday morning class. It was so long. And, guys, guess what class that was? Video editing. 6 hours of video editing, doing stuff I already knew how to do. I wanted to die.
He went to school for journalism, and the only class he was probably super excited to go to was video editing.
That's false. You want to know the other class I was super excited to go to?
What?
This is going to take you by surprise. Intro to Marketing.
Really?
Yes.
What does that have to do with journalism?
Nothing. You have to take a class that has nothing to do with your core subject.
Oh, really?
It's an elective. You have to take an elective.
I was like, what the heck does that have to do with journalism?
I took an intro to marketing because it has nothing to do with journalism. But what did it have to do with at the time?
That could have helped you with YouTube.
Do it YouTube. Exactly. Merchandise. I could start a brand right now because I took intro to marketing.
One of the people I watch on YouTube took, I think, something about marketing and then like a branding class. That's
the thing though. Marketing is so like, the class I took was so outdated that I knew all the stuff already.
Oh, so you're just sitting there pretty much.
It wasn't that I was just sitting there. I don't want to say that because the way marketing works, marketing is good because the way we did it, we rebranded a bunch of items, we rebranded businesses and stuff. So it was kind of cool to hear other people talk.
That's dope.
And get other people's perspectives.
Yeah.
But it's very different versus online and, what the textbooks teach, and marketing is changing up. The schools are behind a little bit, I feel like, on where media and marketing is going, because even with my journalism class, I felt like new media versus what they were teaching is just so different, and I wasn't for it. And I think that's kind of what turned me off from journalism, honestly.
Really?
I don't want to say the way they were doing it turned me off from journalism. I'll be honest, I really looked into the career, and from what I saw, let's just say I would have had a struggling lifestyle trying to run story to story. And I was not trying to have a struggling lifestyle running story to story when I was passionate about this one thing that I've been passionate about since I was in high school, which is YouTube. I've been passionate about YouTube since I was in high school, and I keep telling myself it has to work. It has to work. Now, I'm not telling you guys to go all in on YouTube and quit school. I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
They're going to be like,
I stayed in school. As much as I wanted to, I stayed in school. The only time I went in was when I realized that I went to college, got this degree, and the only thing I wanted to do in my life is YouTube. That's when I went all in on YouTube. Because I exhausted every other avenue, and I said, dude, none of this is making me happy. Gotta go on YouTube.
I mean, fair. You give stuff a shot.
And that's the thing too, man. You have to give stuff a shot. You have to try, because if you don't try, you don't know. And like, you could relate that back to the whole school thing. Like, don't go out of your character, but give stuff a shot. If there's like a class that you're like, hey, I don't know if I'll take this. I don't know if I'll enjoy it. I don't know if I'll be good at it. Give it a shot. You never know. I took creative writing not thinking I would like it, but I actually loved it. I took it in high school, loved it so much. I took it again in college.
I took creative writing.
I loved it. Creative writing is fun. Like, I could sit here and have a creative writing session with you right now. Like, that'd be pretty cool. I love creative writing. I thought you were going to say something.
I was say, is it my turn? I didn't know if you were going for it.
Go for it. I
feel like mine are pretty on the cliche side too, but they kind of make sense. As cliche as it sounds, I feel like one of my biggest things is staying organized.
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh my God. Literally, I've always loved planners. Like, Can
I interrupt you for like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
I was really close with the UConn tuition.
How much is it?
It's $15,000 per semester for in-state. That was really close.
Jeez.
And $24,000 for New England Regional.
That's a lot of money.
Well, hold on. So it's $15,000 for the tuition. It says university and student fees $3,600, and another on/off campus housing another $9,000, and then the meal plan's another $6,000.
So, like I said, at least for whatever you said, and that's just for tuition.
Yeah, so that's almost $40,000 for the year. That's a lot of
freaking money.
That's like $40,000 for the year.
And that's in-state.
Yeah, because it's $50,000 for out of state, pretty much, per year. Actually, no, because it's probably more than that. You got to add it up, because that's tuition, I think, per semester, and then you got to add it 2 semesters. Yeah, not to mention summer classes.
That's some shmoney.
Yeah, that looks crazy. shout out to financial aid. But and sorry, not to cut you off, but going back to what I said, like I graduated community college paying no money because of, I filled out my FAFSA and I actually like didn't have to pay anything to go to community college.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. Saved yourself.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. So back to my stay organized little rant. I would say I love planners. I don't think I actually used my planner in school. I used it a little bit, but I wasn't as into it as I am now. But I feel like definitely use planners, especially like not even for homework. Like you could write down when you know you have a test coming or like assignments due. That way you're not like, oh, how long do I have to do this?
We're so old, dude.
Literally,
why do we sound like this?
Because it's been almost 10 years.
We're those people. Listen. Have fun though. Have fun because especially if you're in high school, have fun. But
time of your life. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't have the time in your life. Don't have too much fun. But enjoy it because it flies by. I can't believe we're those people right now talking about write down tests in your planner. We know dang well
I wish I did that because the amount of times like I've walked in and I'm like, dang it. And I'm like, I'm going to fail this because I forgot I even had it. Yeah, awful.
I wasn't organized. If I was more organized, I probably would have better grades. I'm not going to lie. Because where I was gifted with school... See, I don't want to expose myself because I feel like that's going to like hurt every tip I'm trying to give you guys today. Where I was gifted with school, though, is I never really studied for tests. Without studying, I would get like A's and B's, right? And then sometimes it would be B's and C's depending on the subject. But if I studied, a lot of those B's and C's I got would probably turn into easy A's every time.
Easy
A's. So I had that brilliant but lazy syndrome. Where like I was just smart, but like I took advantage of my brain and my good memory. I have very good memory, and that's the thing. Like I don't have photographic memory, but my memory is above average. So
imagine.
And school's all about memorizing, like, and that's where I have a problem. Like part of my issue is with school.
You just
today.
Solved my problem. Now we all know why I did awful in school.
No, for real though. I think part of my problem with school today is the fact that it's all about memorizing. When the world doesn't work like that. Like there are people in their job fields. I know lawyers who literally tell me they don't study law school to know everything. They study law school to know where to go to look for the information. Like that's like when you think about
that's
like
smart,
what that means. No, seriously though, when you think about what that means that I don't have to know everything in that moment. That means that I can pause. You ask me a question, I can pause, say, let me get back to you. Come back to you with an answer, an educated answer, because I knew exactly where to go to do my research. And I feel like there's not many questions in the world anymore where we can't say, hey, give me a sec, let me get back to you, and then give you an answer. It just, to me, it doesn't make sense.
I get that.
And I feel like that's the way school's training people to really be good at memorizing. And they're not taking advantage of people's skills. A lot of people aren't smart when it comes. I don't want to say not smart, but not good when it comes to memorizing. But they're good in a lot of other areas, like they're creative or they're resourceful. And that's my thing. Like I wasn't the best at memorizing. I wasn't the worst, but I was very resourceful. Like if you told me where to go, or not where to go, but if you told me I had the ability to look things up, I would find it. Like in college, I got through a lot of college classes because I found stuff online to help me get through my classes. Like allegedly, found some stuff somewhere. But like, like I got A's because I was resourceful. Like, especially in college, I got way more resourceful because the internet got way more vast and available by the time I got to college. Yeah. Before college, it was, I don't even want to talk about it. Oh. But y'all got it easy now, man. Like the internet is out there with all these different answers. Because I'm going to tell you, back in the day when I was in school, they taught, don't trust the internet. Don't trust the internet. People give you bad information. Remember that. They don't say that anymore.
They're like, don't go on Wikipedia. Don't go on this. Don't go on that. They're like,
oh yeah, Wikipedia is like people answers and they're people saying like, these things.
Wikipedia is a lie.
Yeah, literally. Wikipedia is a lie. Don't go on Wikipedia. Guys, today, Wikipedia is actually pretty accurate. Like, Most times. I'll tell you, I go to Wikipedia for like, if I'm just looking somebody up quick. And a lot of times people get mad, not people, but like teachers get mad if you find answers on people. Like if you're trying to do a report on somebody from Wikipedia. This is supposed to be us like giving them tips. I'm sorry, I'm giving you bad stuff. Never mind. Don't go on Wikipedia. Do your own research. I remember I got in trouble because I used Wikipedia as a source.
Really?
I cited my source, but it was Wikipedia, and
they saw it and they were like, "F."
They're like, right. They're like, "We told you no Wikipedia." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, bro, that's a good fact I didn't want to leave out. Like, what do you mean? Like,
you're like, sorry, not sorry.
Like, I get it. You want to have a reliable source. You don't want to sacrifice, the story for the source and all that. That back to the whole journalism thing. But that's part of why I'm not built for that kind of stuff. Because I'm like, dude, like, I'd rather build a great story. Like, so what if it's not all the way accurate? Like, that's why I couldn't be a journalist. Because I'd have to be all the way accurate for a news story. And I'm like, dude, I want to tell a good story. I don't want to be all the way accurate.
I feel like depending on the teacher you have, that's when you get like used a bad thing and a teacher has to tell you a story about why it's bad, why it's wrong, how they figured it out. They did this and it was
exactly. And don't get me wrong. I know I'm saying I want to tell a good story, and I know I'm being a little facetious here. Like, I'm not sitting here saying I want to lie to the people, lie to the world, but it comes to a point where it's like, you're just a teacher reading this. The goal is that I know how to look up. Like, my point is the goal of the project was for me to look up my source, cite my source, and use my source in my essay. I did all those things. I checked all those boxes. You're just mad because you don't like my source. And that's my problem. And a lot of school comes down to the teachers you have, but that's literally life.
Oh my God, yes.
Because life comes down to the bosses you have. It's literally life. And it's so annoying because I'm not somebody who likes to have like people standing in my way. So if I have somebody standing in my way, I get mad. But that's literally life. So get used to it now, guys. And if you're in college, use Rate My Professor. Do not go without it. Because I literally failed. What was it? I failed psychology. I failed psychology in college because I had a professor that I looked up Rate My Professor after. And let me tell you, I was literally talking to my friend. I was like, dude, I have this professor in psychology. She's really bad. She's about to fail me. And like, we went to completely different colleges. She was like, really? I was like, yeah, she just plays these videos and then gives us tests based off the videos and then gets mad at us if we don't give the right answers, but we're just listening to a video. She's like, dude, no way. Is that blah, blah, blah? And I was like, yo, you have her too? She's like, yeah, I got a D. I was like, bro, what the heck? Like, literally, then I went to Rate My Professor with her afterwards, and all types of bad ratings, all types on there. And like, you're paying your money for that. So don't settle for just any professor. You're paying your money for college. Rate your professor. Trust me, or read the Rate Your Professor stuff, because
help everyone.
No, seriously, like, read that stuff. It changes your college career, because you could have a like 4.0 if you use Rate My Professor, versus if you don't, you could have like a 2.5. Like it, and I'm not even joking, guys. It's that crucial in college, because really college professors do whatever they want. They do whatever they want.
Yikes.
It's not.
I remember that. I remember like talking to people who are, even if they're like a grade above you, like they know teachers in the same, like if you're going to the same school, and you'll be like, oh, so and so, and you could either like tell how the class, semester, year is gonna go, because they'll be like, oh, I love him or I love her. You'll be like, oh, good luck. Like,
yeah.
Me and my brothers had some of the same teachers. I know in high school, me and one of my brothers are 3 years apart. So when he was a freshman, I was a senior. So we took, I don't know if it was the same class, but it was some type of like business something class. And we had the same teacher. We both loved her. And you could just tell, because then, like some teachers had my brother and then was like, oh, is so-and-so your sister? Like, if they remember you, I feel like it's a good thing. But then I have other teachers where like he got them and I'm like, oh, dude, good luck. Like, he was awful.
And when they remember you, sometimes it's not so good. It's like, oh, they remember you. The problem is you never really experienced the bad side of remembering or being remembered. Because that's it, like, oh, you acted out in their class or,
that was probably my youngest one. My youngest brother. They remember him for a complete opposite reason.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So, but you never had that experience because you were always out by the time they went in, But, I don't know. Do you have any other tips? I can't really think of any. Oh, you do have more tips.
I have a tip. So, I don't know how to explain this. In high school, my locker was in like a pretty central location in my school. Like it was literally right outside like the lobby, like one of the main hallways outside the lobby. So I stopped at my locker probably between like every period. I was very lucky. I could literally stop there between every period. I had one day during the week where it was just like a go, like we had two, I know a lot of schools run different. We had 2 bells. So first bell got you out, blah, blah, blah. You have 5 minutes to get to the next one. Mm-hmm. Second bell, after that one, you were late.
Yeah.
I had like, when I was in school, they had a remodel on the school. So they added a whole new wing, like a whole new part of the school. And if you were in like an upper building, like part of the building, you couldn't make it to the other end of the school in the 2 bells. Like just going from there to there, like you couldn't make it. There's so much traffic. There's so many people. Like I didn't even stop at my locker and I was late all the time. Like it was impossible. Like you had to try to leave like early to be able to make it there. So I had one day where like I couldn't stop at my locker. Let me tell you, using the least amount of supplies as you possibly can makes like your backpack feel 10 times lighter.
I forgot about backpacks.
And it's amazing. I had a day one year where like I just had to do so many like binders, notebooks, textbooks. Like my backpack, I'm surprised it didn't like rip. It was so full. So then you start going to like, a lot of people started using like a 1 5-subject notebook instead of having 1 notebook per every class. Mm-hmm. So instead of having 6 different notebooks, you maybe have 2 because you have a 5-subject and then like a single one that you can use for a class. Let me tell you how much of a difference that makes.
So I'm going to blow your mind right now. You're going to be like, oh yeah. So I don't know if the locker thing's an issue anymore.
I don't know if it is.
Let me tell you why. Because even when I was in school, they stopped using textbooks as much.
Really?
Yeah, textbooks.
They didn't for us.
Textbooks were really starting to phase out.
I had a Spanish textbook. I had like a history textbook.
I had maybe 2 or 3 in senior year.
I had some for science classes. Like,
in freshman year, I had that
God.
many. In freshman year, I had like 5 or 6 textbooks. By the time I got to senior year, I think I had like 2 or 3, if that. Like, they are phasing them out because everything's going so digital.
They're starting to, but I don't remember them kind of phasing when I was in school.
When I was, they were phasing them out because we didn't really use them.
I had so many textbooks. I needed notebooks for every class, at least a folder, blah, blah, blah. The school my brothers went to, they gave them a computer. Every student got a computer to use. And I'm like, where the heck was mine?
In college, I made out because I only had to buy 2 textbooks in college because everything was online.
I feel like college, a lot of people are like, go to class and see what you need before you end up buying stuff because sometimes you don't even need to buy them.
And they tell you in the syllabus, like, if you need to buy. This is making me miss college. I'm about to go back to college and just have fun.
Oh, just to have fun. What were we talking about before when I said party school? You're about to see Jordan. You're about to see Julian in Rhode Island. Like,
yo, I was just about to say Rhode Island. What's up? What's good? Yo, anybody going to Johnson
either
& Wales
that or
here?
like, my aunt went to Johnson.
URI?
URI was the biggest party school you could probably mention. Anytime someone said URI, I'm like, you're going because it's a party school.
How much is URI's tuition?
My brother looked at URI. And there's another one I'm pretty sure there's another one in Rhode Island. I forget what it was.
$32,000 for out of state.
What's another college in Rhode Island?
Johnson & Wales.
No, what's another one?
Oh, boy.
There's another one. I remember. I could literally picture the school in my head, and I can't think of what it's called.
All right, I'll tell you right now. So there's Rhode Island College, Bryant University, Brown University, University of Rhode Island.
Oh, Roger Williams. Is that Rhode Island?
Providence College, Roger Williams University.
Roger Williams, that's what it was.
So
that's what it was. That's another one he looked at. That was a nice school too.
Dartmouth, Johnson.
Roger Williams was a good school.
Wheaton. Yeah, I'm about to go to college, y'all. I'm about to go to college. Y'all, who wants to go to college with me? Let's go to college. Let's squat up at college.
Go to Roger Williams. It's actually in a really pretty it's in a really pretty location.
Yo, let's squat up at college, guys.
It's in a really pretty
Party in my dorm.
Party in my dorm.
I can't. I'm too old for that, man. I'm too old.
His roommate better be like, get this dude out of here.
Yeah, my roommate's gonna be like 16, 17. I'm gonna be like 25, 26 in there. Like, hey, what's good, guys?
They're gonna think you can get him a lot of stuff. You're gonna be the plug.
Yeah, I mean, probably. So like, and that's the cool part about college. Oh, you guys are gonna hate me for this. Your parents are gonna hate me for saying this. College will always be there. I can go whenever I decide to go.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not. But it's also a case where it's like, if you don't know what you want to do, don't rush it. Don't waste your money.
That's literally why I didn't go to school.
Like,
I toured one college and I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. Like, it was the smallest campus. And I really don't know what I would have done in school. And that was mostly why, like, it deterred me away from not going. Like, what am I going for? If
I went to college today, I would probably focus on online courses.
Oh, I 100% would too.
I would focus on online because online was just so easy, like so much easier. Like,
I would agree. I'd probably do the same thing.
Because I did, like, towards my senior year, I migrated most of my courses to online.
If I would have thought of that, I actually might have gone. Because the thought of also, like, being in class, like, I don't know, being in school, like, always, like, I hated it. But, like, thinking of presentations, like, in high school, I hated.
I love presentations.
With everything. Oh, my God, I hated it so much. So the thought of doing it in college with people, like, you start to know the people you go to school with literally almost your whole life. Mm-hmm. So going to college and just having a room full of literally, you probably don't know a single person in there, like, freaks me out. Like, that definitely scared me too. And then, yeah, no, that was not my vibe. But if I would have had to take an online class or like classes in school and whatnot, I feel like I actually might have done it. Again, I don't know what I would have gone for, but it would have been so much better just waking up and rolling over in my bed to take my class than to get up and go to school.
Point, though. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I would say, I don't know. It's not really worth it. Like I said, if you don't know what you want to do, because then you got to take out the loans to go and
yeah, it gets super expensive. Yeah. I don't want to say for no reason, but like you're kind of thinking like, what am I paying to do? It's
so crazy because there's so many things out there. I feel like we pay so much money for them just to give us a piece of paper. I was just looking at a TikTok about weddings and it's the same thing. You pay hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get a marriage license. It's like,
the heck you looking up weddings for?
No, there was a TikTok of like a lady showing the cost of her wedding. And I was like, what the heck?
I'm gonna elope.
Yeah. Literally at that point, I was like, nah, bro, that's insane. That's two houses right there. Like,
I feel like a lot of people end up eloping.
Yeah.
Eloping is like the thing.
For that reason, because of how much it cost. And that's the sad part about all of this. Like, if you think about it, like a degree now defines your access to a quality paying job, but you have to go massively into debt to get the degree to get the quality paying job. It's just like, it's almost like getting you before you get ahead almost. And this is a podcast episode about the finances behind college and my take on college. I don't know. I just want you guys to be careful, man. Like, Don't go just to party when you're going to be in debt like hundreds of thousands of dollars at the end of the 4 years trying to figure out how to pay it back. And you didn't really try in school or you didn't learn anything, which it's sad to say this, what I'm about to say, but it's true. People go to school, party, end up just finding a job. You want to know why? Because college today is meaningless. It's just to get the piece of paper. Experience runs the workforce. Experience is like 90% of what you do. They're going to train you on the job anyway. Anybody could go in and sign up. They just like, I think what you go to school for today is to learn the language of the business.
A little background knowledge.
Like just a little bit of language behind it. And that's it. They train you on the rest. Right. And even if you don't know that language, guess what? They'll teach you that too. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. It just seems kind of like, I think it's a scam, but you know.
He's like, who am I?
Don't at me, but I think it's a scam. Anyway, I just pulled this up while I was sitting here. I love having my computer. I think this is the new trend. I want to give a nice big shout out to the couple countries that we're in for the podcast.
What do you mean?
Like where we're being listened to.
Oh.
Obviously the US, shout out to all of our US listeners. But then we also got listeners out in the UK.
Oh my God.
Shout out to the UK. And big shout out to Trinidad.
Really?
Yeah, we got a Trinidad listener out there.
That's crazy.
So shout out to you guys.
Let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're listening to.
And big shout out to my ladies showing support. 100% ladies.
100%? It doesn't say any male.
100% ladies out here listening. Really? So shout out to the ladies.
I thought there'd be a couple in there for you.
And yeah, I just wanted to do that quick for you guys. Shout out to you. We really appreciate it. We love making these podcast episodes. Having this here and being able to see it while I'm in here.
It still blows my mind that I got Julian to do this.
Yeah.
All right. We want to get into question of the week.
I would, but I forgot what I even said the question was.
Because you didn't, I did.
Oh, you got the question. There you go. Well, then you tell us what it is.
It's pretty basic, but like I'm just curious. Because like I know, like I said before, like every school is different. So there's some, I feel like things, some
that
other
is not
schools.
Where I thought you were going with that. I'm really curious what this question is.
It's basic. I literally just wrote, what was your favorite class you've ever had to take in school?
Oh.
But I know, like, if you talk about it, so you might say a class that other people are like, what's that?
I feel like I said creative writing earlier, but I thought of another one.
What?
Discrete math.
See? Like I said, what the heck is that?
Discrete math. I learned how to, like, add up, like, I forget what type of numbers they were. Crap, I can't think of it, but, like, we literally did a house buying presentation. We did numbers like based off of buying a house. We did mortgage stuff. Like that's why I knew about a mortgage before I even got one. Like we did that in high school. See? So it was cool.
This is what school's supposed to teach you. And I've never learned any of that.
He taught us about credit in there. It was kind of cool.
I took a class too that I actually kind of liked. I forget what it was called.
They need to just make a class called a real life adaptation. And teach people how to be an adult. Because there's so many people today, like another rant. I go into the work world, and this is what kind of made me want to get out of the work world. People don't understand responsibility and like the responsibility to the work world. Like they just have like child mindset. And it's just like, it's not going to get you anywhere, you know? And really even teaching people the fundamentals, you could watch out our last podcast episode, but the fundamentals of building and maintaining relationships. I have like lifelong references of people who used to be my bosses, like because I know how to build and maintain relationships. You know what I mean? And that's important because like on no matter what application you say, if you put work history, you put your boss's name there, then you scroll down on the bottom where it asks you to reference names and you put that same name from up on top. That looks crazy good. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like that always looks good. So maintain relationships. They need a class on that because I feel like a lot of people don't have social skills anymore. social skills are leaving the population.
Social skills are leaving because everyone just had to adapt in a
I'll
life
show you what
of
everyone's
COVID.
doing. Everyone's doing this.
Because that's what the world is now. COVID makes you take school at home, take any type of anything at home.
Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. Oh, anyways. Man. All right, I'm sorry. I had to.
So I feel like one of the classes I loved was anatomy, actually. That was really fun. Anatomy or like psychology, learning about all that stuff is super interesting.
I could see you saying psychology. Anatomy really threw me for a loop.
Anatomy was really fun.
I never took anatomy.
I took it my junior year.
Oh, I forgot a class that I took that I liked. Forensic psychology. Bro, like.
You took forensics?
Bro.
I feel like I took something along the lines of forensics, but it wasn't necessarily forensics. I forget what it was called. I have to go through like my school's list of classes.
There's something about learning. Is that
online?
There's something about learning about serial killers in school.
Dude, that was part of like psychology.
Yeah, there's something about that. It's like, whoa, these people are wild.
To be in the mind of someone like that is literally like actually really cool.
Yeah, I mean.
And like a not creepy way, but it's
after the fact, I guess, not in the moment.
It's so fun.
Yeah, years later, I guess.
I'm trying to see if there's like a list of
like what classes?
Program of studies. That'd be classes, right?
I guess so. What are you looking for? Like high school's classes?
Yeah. Oh my God, American government. I hated that class so much.
I didn't do so bad in that class.
I hated that.
I'm really good with U.S. history, like really oddly good with U.S. history. You can ask me a U.S. history question right now.
Nope.
I'll probably do really good with it. Ask me a U.S. history question. Go ahead.
I don't know a U.S. history question. You want to know what class I also wasn't good in?
What?
Econ. Economics.
I never took
not my class. I did. I'm like going through this now. Like mods and myth was a pretty cool class.
I took web design and I did pretty good with web design.
There was a class in my school was public speaking.
Really?
Yeah. That would have been for you.
So what are your guys' favorite class right now? Just out of curiosity.
Or any class you've ever taken.
Oh, yeah. Or any class you've taken. And don't feel weird. Like some people are like, ew, I don't like to say I'm good at school. I don't like to say I enjoy school.
I actually wish I was better at school.
I wish I tried more.
I mean, me too. That too. Tried more and like could actually like adapt.
Yeah, I wish I tried more. If I tried more, I probably would be. And no, I think I'd be in the same place. I was gonna say I feel like I'd be further in life, but like I don't think so. I wish for me, like I feel like I'd be further in life if I was like I don't know. I feel like I used to take the easy way out a lot. Like if I was less like just ready to take the easy way out and go with the flow of things in the past, I really had to develop into this kind of like own boss kind of thing and do my own thing. I had to that had to grow in me. I wasn't always like that. So it was in there though. It was in there. It just was very like suppressed. And I was like, oh yeah. So now that I am like this, I'm like, dang, I wish I started this path like way sooner.
Yeah.
Because I probably could have been one of those kids in high school that like was like investing and doing cool stuff. You know how you have those kids that are just like come out of high school with a full on business.
Literally,
already?
I always wondered how people did that.
I like if I knew then what I know now, like I'd be straight.
People get like in right out of college, like business type something, and I'm like, how? Not even college.
Heck? Like there's kids in high school like just doing it. Right? Like there's probably a kid in high school. There's a kid in high school right now. I saw he's like. I was watching a video on Graham Stephan's channel. He's investing in crypto. Like he was investing in crypto so much. All his extra money was going into crypto. And he got like a $70,000 return in 1 year off of one of his cryptos.
Kid in high school?
In high school.
What the? In
high school. Like I think he invested like $100 or something crazy like that.
Holy.
I was like, wait, what?
That's insane.
Yeah. So I wish I was smarter. I wish things like Robinhood existed when I was in high school.
What's Robinhood?
The stock exchange app that I use.
Yeah, clearly not into stocks here.
But yeah, I just wish stuff like that existed and I knew about it and I was actively pursuing it. I also was in a area, like not in my towards my senior, but more so in my freshman and sophomore year of high school. I was in an area where I didn't realize how like easily money is to acquire. You know what I mean? Like, and not in the sense of like money's easy to make, but like it is easy to make when you know how to make it and you know where to go get it from. Like I wasn't in that mindset back then. I was just in the mindset of I'm just gonna go work, take my paycheck.
Yeah.
Go work, take my paycheck. So if I was different in high school, I would have because I worked a lot even when I was in high school. I was still working 20 something hours. I would have just invested that money.
Yeah.
So guys, save or invest your money in high school. That's my other tip. If you're working a side job in high school, definitely save and invest your money.
Literally, I didn't do anything like the first year after graduating. But like towards the end of that year, like I ended up getting my license. Like I didn't have my license in school. So I got my license afterwards and it was such like I don't want to say shock because like I wasn't shocked, but like now that you're out of school and have a license, like I didn't have a car. So I was like using my mom's car when she wasn't using it. But then she's like, oh yeah, like you have to put gas in it if you like want to use it, like all this stuff. So I remember trying to go to like just little things like Dairy Queen with my brothers being like, oh, I could drive you. Like we could just go, like we could just get up and go. And then all of a sudden, like we were literally trying to return as many bottles and cans as we could and saving money and all this stuff just to literally put like $10 of gas in the car. Like,
it's crazy, man. And so I had lessons like that, but even more extreme because like I didn't wait to get my license. I didn't wait to get a job. Literally the minute I hit 16, that like I turned 16 in May.
In August, yeah.
In August, I got my first job. Like by August, I was like on my head. I was on my head before I turned 16 to get my first job because I wanted my own money. By August, I had my first job. I had my license by December. So like
I failed my permit test twice before I got it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't fail at all. Like I didn't fail at all. Like I was on my head. I had never studied a test so hard in my life. I was on my head. I got my permit test right away as soon as I turned 16. But there was a minimum driving requirement, and that's why I had to wait all the way till December to take my driver's test. And if it wasn't even for that, I probably would have had my driver's license way before that. Like way before that. But I had to, in Connecticut, there's like crazy strict driving requirements that you have to do. You have to do, especially when you're under 18, you have to do like a certain amount of hours if you're learning from a parent. And you have to go to a safe driving class, which was like.
I took a driver's ed.
Oh, you did? Like, you actually did driver's ed. Wow. Yeah. No,
I went to driver's ed and literally was like a couple days a week was at school because it was like through school. I could just stay at school for like 2 extra hours or something after and just take like the little driver's ed classes. I went to an actual like DMV to take my driver's test. I didn't go through like one of those schools that you can get it from. Mm-hmm. Even though they say it's so much easier through those. I actually went to a DMV and took it. And I mean, getting my license test wasn't anything like that. I didn't pass my permit. I failed twice and then got on the third time. Which is also crazy because you have to pay like per permit test. It's like,
which is why I wasn't trying to fail. I had I got 2 questions wrong. You know how like they do it where like if you get the first 20 you get right, you could stop. I got 2 wrong and I started panicking. And I was like, uh-oh. And then I did the 20 and I clutched up. I got it. I was like, let's go.
No, I was so excited when I finally got it. But yeah, no. I failed the first one so fast. Oh my God, I failed it so fast. Then I took it again and I did a lot better, but it still was like, it was almost down to like that. If you got it, like you're in the clear. If you got it wrong, like it's over. Like that's how that one got. And I was like, no.
Yeah, the last one.
Like it was like a make it or break it moment. And I was like, oh my God.
Sweat started dripping.
Literally.
Like, oh well. Well, I mean, that's another question too. Are you guys driving yet? And if you are, like,
I wish I had my license in school. Being able to drive to school, just
it's
leaving.
Overrated. Everyone wants a ride.
That was me.
Everyone wants a ride.
I was one of those. Hey, you can drive, I'll pick me up. Like, literally me. Bring me
drop
home.
Me off on your way home.
I hated taking the bus. I did not take the bus at all in the morning.
Everyone hated it.
My mom hated me. I did not take the bus in the morning. I slept till last possible minute and got driven to school every morning.
And that is what not to do.
I took the bus home and it was awful. But yeah, in the morning, I don't know what a bus was.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what not to do. You get up, you have plenty of time. Yeah,
see, if you have plenty of time in the morning, you're just waking up way too early.
Yeah. I mean, I agree because I'm not a
People are up at like 5, 6 o'clock. And I was like, yeah, nah.
Yeah, I can't do that. You wouldn't catch me, man. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I had to be up at 6 o'clock because I had to beat my family to the shower to get ready. So, like, because everybody was on a schedule, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's also why I shower at night.
Yeah,
that saves you a little more time in the morning.
Nah, I had to beat my family, so I had to like go in, get myself ready to go, and then make sure I still save hot water for them.
And if you know Julian and his hot water showers.
Oh yeah, I got yelled at a few times for that.
A few? That's crazy.
Yeah, a few times. But yeah. All right, guys. I think on that note, we are going to get out of here. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you smash the like button. Leave a nice review on any of our podcasting sites. I did see some on Apple, by the way. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. And keep it up. Keep supporting. But we're out of here, man. Nothing with him comes easy. I messed that up. We're out of here, man. Keep grinding. Keep chasing dreams. Remember, nothing with help comes easy. Yeah. Peace.